Everybody, so this is Candace back again trying to teach my daughter Singapore math, and we're currently doing 4A, so grade 4 part A. Today we're going to do page 10 and 11. This is my third lesson in Singapore math. We're going to do pages 10 and 11 of the Primary Mathematics 4A US Edition textbook, pages 10 and 11. All right, so the first thing you see on page 10 is going to be task number 6. And what they've shown you is a place value chart. And so the place value chart looks like this. Please excuse my place value chart because, I'm trying to draw straight lines here without a ruler. Not an easy task whatsoever. Don't let, I don't know what this is, but all right, don't let anybody fool you. This is not an easy task to try to draw a place value chart without a ruler. But what you see here is that we looked at the fact that in our place value chart, we have a ones column, we have the tens column, we have the hundreds column, we have the thousands, and let me make this 10,000s column bigger. Again, not a very easy task to draw a place value chart, but I'm doing it anyway. This is the 10,000 column. We showed you that before, and what they did here is that they have these little number discs, each of them representing 10 here in the tens column. You have 6 of them. In the hundreds column, you have 2. Each of these numbers discs represent 100. In the thousands column, I see 5. Each of these represent 1,000. And then in the 10,000 column, you have 3, each of them representing 10,000. And the question they're asking you in 6B is tell them what number is represented by the set of number this, what digits is in the hundreds place, what digits is in the tens place. All right, so you go ahead and pause the video right now, do that, and then I guess we'll come back and go over the question. Pause, pause, pause. All right, so coming back in, you would see in the ones place, we have a 0. In the tens place, how many tens do we have? We have 6. In the hundreds place, we have 2 hundreds. In the thousands place, we have 5 thousands. And in the 10,000s place, we have 3 10,000s. Okay, so your total number here would be 35,260. 6C asks you which digits is in the hundreds place. You can pause the video. You can just shout it out right now. It would be the 2 would be in the hundreds place. D asks you which digit is in the 10,000s place. It would be the 3. What is the value of each digit in the number? As you can see, sorry, mistake, erase that. All right, as you can see here, the ones, the value is 0. The tens, 6 tens would give you 60. 200s would give you 200. 5,000s would give you 5,000. And 3 10,000s will give you 30,000. And it's when you add all these together that you get 35,260. All right, now let's try to bring up a new page here. Good. And we are going to page number 10 of 4A, and we are on question 7. They told you 26,345 people went to watch a soccer game in a soccer stadium. That must be a soccer stadium in the US, because in Europe, it's usually more like 80,000 if it could fit that. They're saying to you pretty much, use a set of numbers to represent 26,345. If you're like me and you no longer have your number disc because we probably lost them somewhere, you can just go ahead and draw a place value chart and represent this number on a place value chart. Okay, so like we said before, these would be the ones, these would be the tens, these would be the hundreds, these would be the thousand, and these would be the 10,000. And you can use number this to represent them. As you can see here in the ones column. Well, you go ahead and pause the video, actually do it. And then when you're done doing it, like in a composition notebook or whatever, continue playing the video so that you can see what I did. All right, so pause now. All right, let's go. So in the ones column, we would have the 5 represent the ones. So we would have 5 ones, and each of these would represent 1. Okay, and I don't have to write it. Well, I will write it in. In the tens column, as you can see, you have 4 tens, and each of these will represent 10, right? So we're just drawing in the number this. If you have number this, you can go ahead and make sure you represent it with number this. We don't, because we probably do actually. I just have it all over the place. So, and plus I'm doing this as a written thing, so I'm not gonna show you physically. All right, in the thousands place, so this is in the hundreds place, this is in the thousands place. We have 6 number this, and each of them would represent 1,000. So you could go ahead and write 1,000 in there. And then in the 10,000s place, we have 2, which, as you can see, I made one bigger than one, but anyway. All right. Okay, and they're saying, so in 7A, they're telling you to use a set of number this to represent it. We just did that using a place value chart. And they're asking you 26,345 is how many more than 26,000. 26,345 is how many more than 6,345. All right, so let's see how we want to do this. If we have, now you can do this just by doing an up-down subtraction, right? You can say 26,345 minus 26,000. All right, and you can get the difference here, which you should be able to see relatively quickly would be what exactly. You tell me. You can pause the video and do the up-down method and then come back. All right, so back in, you should see here that the difference is 345. All right, and that should be easy to do using the place value chart, because if you have this place value chart that we just drew and you see it represents 26,345, well, what happens if you minus out the 26,000? That would be the 10,000s column and the thousands column. What would you have remaining? You would have 345 remaining. All right, that's what they're asking you. Now they're saying to you in 7C, they're saying to you, let's bring that up and represent. Let's draw back our place value chart here. Oop, again, very difficult to draw a place value chart without a ruler. All right, so we have thousands and 10,000s, and in the thousands we have 6 of them, and in the 10,000s we have 2 of them. All right, now they're saying to you 26,345 is how many more than 6,345. Again, you can do this using the up-down method, which if you want to do it, again, pause the video here and go ahead and do it. Now come back. You can see here 5 minus 5 is 0, 4 minus 4 is 0, 3 minus 3 is 0, 6 minus 6 is 0. So 26,345 is 20,000 more than 6,345. And this is how you could see that using the place value chart. If you minus out 6,345, so I'm going to erase the 6,000s, the 300s, the 40, and the 5. If you erase all of those, you will see that you're only left with 20,000. So 26,345 is 20,000 more than 6,345. All right, so that's it for page 10. Let's get a new page. Good. Now we're going to page 11. And on page 11, on task number 8, let's get that task up. On task number 8, they're asking you what number does each letter in the timeline represent, and you should see that the timeline here starts right here and goes 5,000 right here. Now 1 2 3 4 5, so 5 bars later, 1 2 3 4 5, you have 5,500. So what I want you to do right now is tell me what each line represents. If this is 5,000 and this is 5,500, you can pause the video if you need time to figure it out. If you don't need time to figure it out, just say it out right now. If this is 5,000, how much does A represent? All right, and you should get that A would be, there are 5 lines between 5,000 and 5,500. All right, there are 4 lines. right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then count this as the fifth line, right here. So you should see that each one is represent 100. So this is 5100, 5200, 5300, and 5400. So that should automatically tell you that A is 5100, and then they have B right here at 5300. Okay, now you go ahead and do the rest of it yourself and check with your parents to make sure that your answer is correct, or just pause the video now and I'm just going to say what the answer is, okay? C would be equal to 5700 and D would be equal to 5900. And that is 8A. That is going to be 8, and that is part A. All right, let's erase all that and let's do 8B. All right, in 8B, all right, you see the same, you see another timeline now. And what you see is the beginning of the timeline. They said that this is P. They then told you that this is 50,000 right here. And then you see two more lines, and then this is Q. All right, and then this, and then you see another line, which is R. Let's put a circle around that. And then you see another line that says 50. Oops. I want it to be consistent in what I'm drawing. So let's go ahead here. You see another line, which would be 55,000. All right, so now, but you have to ask yourself, if this is 50,000 and this is 55,000, how much does each of these lines represent? You could see that 50,000 is here, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 lines before you get 55,000. So that should tell you that each lines represent what? Okay, and you should see what it pretty much is you have 5,000 between 50,000 and 5,000, and you have 5 lines, right? So each line represents 1,000. So this would be 50. Let me make that nice and neat right here. Okay, this would be 51,000, 52,000, etc., etc. This should be 53,000. This would be 54,000, and the final one is 55,000. So just from this, you should get Q is equal to 52,000 and R is equal to 54,000. Now, if each line represents 1,000, if you go backwards once to P, then P is going to be 50 minus 1, which would be 49,000. All right. Now, you could go ahead and do S and T on your own. Again, when you need to pause the video so that you can work on it, do it in your composition notebook, and then keep it moving. All right, come back. You should have gotten that S is equal to 58,000. All right, and then T would be 61,000. All right, so that is page number 11, task number 8. We're looking at task number 9, all right, and we're looking at the A part. They have 56,700 or 75,600, and you're being asked which number is smaller. And I would tell you, look at the first two digits, 56 or 75. Which one is smaller? You can pause the video, you can just shout it out. Obviously, 56 is smaller than 75. So 56,700 is going to be the smaller number. All right, this is 9A, and in 9B, they're asking you which number is greater. And here are the options: 32,645 or 32,498. Now in this question, this is a tricky question, right? Because they both start with 32. So it means you can't look at the starting numbers. You have to look at the 498 versus the 645. Which one is greater, 645 or 498? And of course, the answer is 645 is greater. So that means 32,645 is going to be the greater number. Oops. So this is where we stop for today. And what you're supposed to do right now is go to your workbook. That is Singapore Math 4A Primary Workbook workbook and you are doing exercise number 3. Let me write that. You're doing exercise 3 in the workbook. All right, now your parents should have the teacher's guide, which would have all the answers that you need. If you don't have a teacher's guide, then simply ask your parents to correct your work after you've done it. All right, everybody, have a good day. This is it for today. Bye.